morning. I am Rev Claire Middelton from the Center for Spiritual Living Colors here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Once again, I am so pleased to be able to be with you and share some ideas. Today I want to talk about a gift that we have. And it's a gift that generally children embrace. And along the way, we may or may not have lost it. I was thinking about this morning, and I said to myself, we don't use it, but that's really not true. We do use it, and I want to make you aware of it. It's imagination. Imagination. Thinking about something that has not come about yet and putting feeling into it. And I realized that when people are afraid, they're using their imagination. They are thinking the worst of something, and many times they can feel it, they see it, and they're kind of taking their mind through pictures of what can happen with something. And I want to take that ability and turn it in another direction. I realize that imagination is something that's alive in us all the time, but we're not always aware of it. So with an awareness of imagination, I invite you to begin to see something for yourself. You know how when you were a child, you would sit and take time and imagine yourself maybe on a bicycle, and you could see yourself riding down the road and even hear yourself and your friends, and it was new and you can hear them laughing and yelling, and that's the kind of imagination that I want to bring to life in us in terms of the good things that we would like to experience in our life. You know, the Bible says act as if. And I'm absolutely clear that part of the act as if is using your imagination. See, for me, imagination is a spiritual practice, and it's something that I like to allow myself to do every single day. Take some time to see myself doing something that I really desire to do, and allowing myself to just freely move in it, and move in it with my energy and with the ability to see things. You know, your mind, your subconscious mind, sees in pictures as well as words. So as we feed it, it begins to take that picture, and what I know happens is that it begins to draw to itself molecules that match the energy of the picture. Now, what I want to explain on that is this, that the subconscious mind does not discriminate whether this is a good idea or not. It simply functions. It works. So as we feed it these ideas, especially if you have emotion to it, what happens is that there's a vibration created. And that vibration helps to draw the molecules that match the vibration so that the experience shows up. So when we're afraid, we put a lot of emotion in it. And we can feel things, and we hear something, and we see what's going to happen. Well, we can take that same focus and put it on the good that we would like to have in our lives. That would show up. Because, again, the subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to say yes or no on it. So I invite you to, on a daily basis, begin to think about the things that you really would like to have in your life. Part of this teaching is about visualizing. And the visualizing really is a form of imagination. And what we do in this teaching is that we often will make what we call these boards. And the boards we put on it are pictures of things that we would like to experience in our lives. And if we look at them on a daily basis and begin to put some energy into them, before you know it, everything that you have on this board now shows up. Well, because I am a tactical individual, the flat board doesn't work for me, so what I like to do is build stuff. And the first time I did this was, I guess when I was maybe 21, I decided I wanted an apartment, and so I got this cardboard box, and I began to build this room. And I put the carpet and the furniture and the windows, and I just decorated it. And it was a three-dimensional piece, so I could look at it every single day. And before you know it, I want to say in about 3 weeks, I had an apartment. It worked for me. And also in our church, when we decided that we were going to buy the property that we now own, we decided we would make a model of the property. And we did just that. We got trees and we got shrubbery and we laid out our lake and we laid out our buildings and we showed it to the congregation and offered for them to be able to buy pieces of it so that we could have a down payment. And it worked because people could visually see what we were talking about. So it's the same thing, imagination. You know, one of the things that I realized because I was a teacher is that a lot of times our children sit in the classroom and they wander off, they're imagining. And can you hear that voice of that person saying, pay attention, come back here, pay attention, stop doing that. Well, part of that helps to shut us down. We stop imagining. But I want to re-spark that. I want you to take some time because, see, for me, that is visiting heaven. That is creating your heaven. So it takes your input, your energy to start building what it is that you're desiring to have. And if you haven't heard me say it before, let me say it again. Your job is to decide what it is that you desire and get out of the way. It's God's job how it shows up. That's none of your business. And see, a lot of times we put too much energy in how we're going to do it. Well, if you knew how to do it, then why are you disturbing God about it in the first place? Just go on and do it. But if you're looking at a serious, big dream, a change in your life, then that's when we really need to depend upon the creativity of God. So our part is to begin to see what it is we desire. And it's more than see for me. It's putting every last one of your senses in it. You see it, you hear it. If there's anything around that makes noise, you begin to hear that. You feel it, and you begin to taste it if there's a taste to it. So you bring everything you have to that process. And as you begin to do that, it takes on a life. When I wanted to go to college, in my living room was my suitcase. It was packed. Each and every day, in order to get from the door to my bedroom, I had to pass this suitcase. And in doing it, I was constantly putting the picture of me taking that suitcase and going to school with it. Of course I went. Absolutely. Because I had put an image into the universal mind that was going to be absolutely, without question, answered. So that's part of how it works. One of the most beautiful gifts that we have is imagination. Nobody can stop it. Nobody has to be involved in it. You can tap into it freely each and every day, and you get results from it. Again, how you use it is really up to you. If you are taking your imagination and you are looking at all the things that can happen against you, you are taking that gift and using it for your own demise. If you are taking your imagination and beginning to see all the wonderful things that can show up in your life, then you are taking that gift and you're using it for yourself to be elevated in life. So I invite you to think about your imagination. I guarantee you that sometime during the day, you're using it. It may be when you get in your car, you're imagining traffic. It may be that you're imagining getting in your door at the work on time. It may be that you're imagining sitting and being bored at work, or you may be imagining that there is so much work and you're doing such a great job that you're getting a promotion and a bonus. It really is all up to you. It is an awesome, fabulous gift that we often use unknowingly, and when we are conscious of it, we absolutely can direct it for our good. We can direct it into something new and wonderful. And as I said before, how you get from where you are to where you are desiring to be is none of your business. And what's so wonderful about it is that you can dream big dreams. You don't have to dream a dream that you can see yourself doing this, this, and this to get there. You can dream a dream and you don't necessarily see the steps. And that's what's so wonderful about it, is that we really are left to discover ourselves. And the question is, how much are you willing to discover about yourself? How much are you willing to step into the unknown? How much are you willing to put your energy into a new life? The Bible tells us to act as if. And part of that is creating the image and then beginning to act as if it's already shown up. So part of me going to college was getting the clothes, getting all the things that I would need when I got to school, getting my bag and knowing that I had luggage to pack, not waiting till the last minute, being prepared. It's the same thing if you're looking for a job. Get up. Act as if you're going to work. Put your work clothes on. Have the audacity to step at the door, open the door, and go out as if you're going to work. Use your imagination. See yourself arriving at your new position. If you are at the point where you would like to see yourself with a business of your own, well, don't wait. Start deciding what you're going to call it. Start looking for a location for it. And when you find that location, begin to see yourself in that location. Don't worry about the steps between where you are right now and how you get there. Your position is to listen. And if Spirit needs you to step forward to do something, you're listening so you can hear it. But imagination, imagining yourself there, is the key to getting there. Seeing yourself successful and beginning to move about as if you are successful, acting as if. You know, I addressed someone the other day who had on holy pants, and you want to be prosperous. Acting as if means I'm dressing prosperously. I'm carrying myself in that manner, in that attitude. With my imagination, I can go from here to as far as I can imagine. So I invite you to imagine a wonderful, awesome, new life. It's available to you. And it's absolutely free. And so it is.